Welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds. Yuga's run off somewhere, though I'm not entirely sure where. All we can do is follow him. That crack is far too thin for us to fit through as we are, but I'm quite sure a painting can. I feel like we're not in Kansas anymore. Even the royal family crest has the Triforce upside down. A similar room, but quite distinctly not the same. Oh, and it is not pretty out here. And we go up, as opposed to going down. Oh my. That's where Irene went. That's where Gully went. That's where the Zora Queen went. And that's Rosso, I see. This is way more than I signed up for. The kingdom of Lorule, as opposed to our own Hyrule. A parallel world, if you will. I'm awake. That was an unwelcome welcome, but welcome to Lorule. Lorule. This game plays homage to Link to the Past in several ways. The creatures in Lorule give us the monster tails that we saw before could potentially be of use to us. Used in potion making. The Kingdom of Lorule, though, serves as this game's dark world. You're kind of a jerk, you know that? These guys still take a frickin' million hits. For symmetry's sake. The Kingdom of Lorule serves as this game's dark world from Link to the Past. Now, why the game is thematically appears to be the dark world and why the creatures are that of the dark world is beyond me. But, there's a couple things they did here that I really like how they went about doing it. The weather vanes are still here to give you a bit of fast travel, and you still have to activate them first. I'm good, yo. You don't tell me what to do. Lying around, this is the Master Sword! Blade of Evil's Bane and whatnot, yo! So a couple things they did to especially add some interest to this was, if you look at the lower map, and there's a button in the lower right that you can press that'll actually toggle between the light and dark world, so you can see, or Hyrule and Lorule, so you can see what's where. But one thing they did of a special interest is you'll see the big white lines dividing this area. Whereas in Link to the Past, once you made it to the Dark World, you almost didn't need to go back to the Light World. Whereas this game, you absolutely have to go back to the Light World, oftentimes, just to get around. At the very least for the first time you go through. But I think it's neat that they like really uprooted the landscape. So you can see there's just chasms in places like that. Like just to the right and, well, there's a chasm. So we've got a whole new world to explore and a lot that we've got to do in order to get much of anywhere here. So we're going to be spending an amount of time looking around here, so the next couple of videos are probably going to be even setting this all up. Is that a gold? One of those a golden bee. What's your deal? What's your deal? He just likes her, I guess? How much is this? No, not for that price. I'll go find one my darn self. So we've got another one here, and Crazy Man. This seems like a pretty crappy place. Always taking my though. But for the area being so different than it was in the Light World, say, you can see there's buildings here, but there's also just a very large chasm behind us. And then the center here, I think, was where, like, Sahazrula's home is, but there's a whole thing here now. Got a locked door, that's always good news. Chest game, pose. There's a little more life in this town than there was in the Dark World, and I think that's fitting, considering Lorule is actually, I mean, it's a place. People used to live here. I mean, not so much anymore. I mean, I guess some people do, but they're not exactly happy. Sure do. Well, something for us to pay attention to. I just noticed that the milk bar owner in Hyrule is, crap, I forget their names, but from Ocarina of Time, the one fat ranch owner, and then this guy is the skinny, malevolent ranch owner. I'm sure they showed up in other games than just Ocarina of Time, but, like, that's where I think of them from. That's so sad. Don't you worry, lady, I'm gonna save this place, and those cuckoos are gonna have a place to live. Painting. Also looking at the lower map, as I showed you before. Darn pigs. Also looking at the map, as I showed you before, though, you could see that there's also a crack right there you can sort of see. If you do this, you can squeeze in there, come out the other side. Make a bunch of money. What was I saying? I was saying something. I don't know. Must not have been very important. If you check the map, as you saw before, you can actually see that there are X's on the map. So we do know where the paintings are. And one of them is right here. Didn't the guy at the milk bar just sing this one? Some of these make more sense than others. I don't actually remember a lot of this song, but I'm kind of assuming. And there we go. Well, probably the first one we're supposed to do, but that is dungeon number 1 of 7 unlocked. We've still got a fair amount more to do, though. In fact, you may have seen this just as I passed by, but it's another portal, just like the one we saw in Hyrule Castle. And going through here... takes us somewhere. That is a very pretty dress. Oh boy. And with the door open, you may recall, back in Hyrule, there was a single house, this one, in fact, that was locked. We couldn't go in. Now we can. And this is our first, there will be many. There will be many, but this is our first portal between Hyrule and Lorule. So for the time being, though, from here, we're going to be spending a pretty fair amount of time exploring Lorule. We'll unlock as much as we can, we'll see what barriers are in our way, and approach things once we're done. Until next time, everyone, this has been Let's Play The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. The world's opened up a fair bit. Or I should say, we found our way to a different world entirely.